Mike Pompeo follows the rules. Mike Pompeo is a religious fanatic. Mike Pompeo follows the rules. Mike Pompeo is a religious fanatic. Mike Pompeo does as is told. Mike Pompeo is a religious fanatic. Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's crazy. He's a little scary. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys, so as I said before, I have this long list of questions to ask Mueller. I want to also, I had just uploaded a few videos, I went to check the news and I saw that Trump got out of some Russian arms agreement, and that, which reminded me that there's two questions I wanted to ask, and then I asked this one too, which is about there was three things. So the meeting of Mike Pompeo in Saudi Arabia, I want to know what happened there. And then John Bolton, right after the indictment of the Russian woman, he went over to have meeting with Sergei Lavrov. Yeah. So I kind of wonder if, Mueller was like, bitch, you going over there, huh? Let's make that public. How was your meeting, huh? So I want to ask John Bolton, how was your meeting? And then finally, actually I haven't even researched this, but I'm going to do these two first and then do the third and try to upload it as one, because I think these are all related, okay? It's like these meetings and these like decisions behind the scenes. Yeah? Okay. Alright. So let me get started here. So first is Mike Pompeo meeting with MBS in Saudi Arabia. How was it? What was it like? Okay, so alright, Mike Pompeo. Tell me what he was like. It's interesting, guys, because I see him sitting. Of course, now I'm kind of like I have these big pillows behind me and everything, but I'm kind of like he's like this, like he's sitting in a big chair there. He's like stationed himself in this chair, but what I sense here is that he sits there. He waits for him to say what he's supposed to do. I don't think he arrives with and that's obviously Trump's orders. It's not like he says, look, we can't, I don't know how those meetings, the types of supposedly diplomatic meetings are run, but not like this. But what I sense is that he's sitting there, he's like, so I'm here to discuss these accidents. What is going to be your answer to this? It's important. We want to maintain a relationship. So what do you think? Do you have an answer to this? Yes. Wonderful, thank you. So you see what I'm saying? So it's like he sits there and he waits. He's sitting there and he's waiting for MBS to tell him what he's going to do. Okay, so he, like I said, he has no... Unfortunately, guys, to say this, it's very sad to say this, but his role, and he knows this, that his role is to sit there and wait for the orders. He's not from the perspective that I'm seeing here, he's not the, the person in control here is MBS. Okay, he's just like, and he knows, it's like he's talking to him, he's like, MBS knows this somehow, okay? Because he knows okay, so. Okay, Pompeo, so what do you think of MBS? He's quite a character. But you know what? We have mutual goals. He wants to get rid of our enemies. Yeah. And so we have to be nice to each other, just... President Trump said that he gave him a lot of... I mean, he didn't say that, but I feel like... Guys, this interesting sense about him, Mike Pompeo. I've said before that I had a very weird... Whenever I've tried to do readings on him, I get this very weird sense that he could be assassinated, or there's just a sense where his energy suddenly dies. Like, sort of like, imagine, it's a little bit like, a lot of these readings, you have a sense of, like, obviously I see the person, but there's a sense of, almost like a radio, right? A radio signal. But with him, eventually it dies. And there's a sort of a kind of closed off sense about him. That he's just, He's on automatic pilot or something. And this is what I get here, is that what he does is that he sits there and he doesn't have anything. It's like he has no real, not that he doesn't, yeah, he doesn't have an agenda. Like, this is what is weird, is like he sits there to just execute on whatever is like whatever is expected to be. But he's not aggressive at all. You know what I mean? In the sense that he's like, okay, I'll have to go there. What was the purpose of the trip, Pompeo? We wanted to make sure that we come to an agreement and that whatever story we say is fine with him. Like, see what I'm saying? Sort of like, he's not the kind of person who's like, well, you know, in terms of American, like, he doesn't, it's not that he's not submissive in person when he's talking to, but he just sits there. He's a messenger. That's the role I see here. He's a messenger. Okay, from MBS to Trump, more than anything. So does he? Okay, so I see a piece of paper that he gives him, a piece of paper to take to Trump, which is the talking points, basically, okay? And I kind of feel like he may, part of it he speaks in English. Really late, and he was very tired, okay? So Pompeo, are you a traitor? What's up? Me traitor? No, I'm following the biggest cause, the cause of Jesus. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement to, you know, we have the right intention, we have the right focus, the right goal. So what if deep state doesn't agree? It doesn't matter. It's a time of change. It's a time of change. What does he see? How do you see the situation, Pompeo? I mean, you probably know that Trump is a traitor. I mean, even the CIA must know, and the whatever state. Look, what do you think? It's not my job to have very strong opinions. I just watch and I observe. Yes, you know what happens? It's like I am like a camera. I observe, I capture things. What I do, my job, and that's, maybe you could call it treason, yes, is that when I capture, for example, Russian threats or threats to our alliance, because we have an alliance to change the world order, to make sure that Christianity is preserved to an extent. So when I get that, I don't amplify it, if you know what I mean. I make sure that the messages I amplify are in tune with what the president wants to hear. So you see what I'm saying? So it's interesting because he's observing everything, but he's not executing on what really, like, it's kind of like he's letting it pass, whatever, you know. Okay, so I know guys was experimental, but I want to do another experimental. So since we're talking about Mike Pompeo, and I was not expecting to have a conversation, so I kind of want to know what Mueller thinks of him, because I feel like he's super shady, right? Even though in a way he's cleverly not doing something on a how do you say, not active, kind of like not active, like not. It's hard to prove something like this, that he is getting the information, but he's not doing something. It's very subtle, it looks like. It's the kind of thing that's hard to catch. So the next question then is to ask Mueller, what do you think of him? So I'm going to stop here. Wait, Mike Pence. I'm sorry. Wait, Pompeo, Mike Pompeo. Now I'm going to ask Mueller, what do you think? Does he have anything on Pompeo? Okay. So and I'm going to go to, okay, Mueller. So tell me about Pompeo. I mean, hello. You have these CIA head, really? And now State Department. Why him? Do you have anything on him? What's the deal? It's showing me that, again, so Pompeo was a longtime associate of the Koch brothers. He is a great soldier, and this is what is interesting about him. Yes, he's a follower. He's the type of person who will follow our orders very clearly, and he's very careful not to take positions. He's very careful not to step on the toes of anyone, and he knows exactly on which side the bread is buttered. And that what is fascinating about him is that he's the type of person who's a follower. So he doesn't really have his own interests in mind. There is always someone who's telling him what to do. So this is what is alarming and remarkable about him. So as far as evidence, do you have anything on him? We have intercepted quote unquote cables that in Russian that say his name. Okay, that there is an agreement about him because it's a, and I'm just going to use this word that came, guys, dominionist. I know some people sometimes mention this and it's like some sort of religious far right thing, and it's like, say, he's a dominionist. I don't know if it's true, but he's like he's one of those. Oh, interesting. And the Russians are saying, yeah, he's one of those, and those ones are easy to manipulate. They are the least rebellious types. He does what Trump tells him. He's very in with us. He doesn't try to ask too many questions. He acts as a sponge. Okay, so does he, okay, Mueller, so do you have any evidence that he then passes on this information to the Russians or Saudi Arabia, something like that? Does he pass on information, or he's just doing it as he's told? No. I don't think, guys, I don't necessarily see him passing on information. Like I said, I still get the sense that he kind of modulates what comes out to fit the agenda of Trump. Does it make sense? But I don't think that he necessarily gives out the information, no. Okay, Mueller, so is he collaborating with you in any way? No. Yeah, he's saying that the intel agencies are taking care of him. That he's, I don't know if it's possible, but then he may be himself. I don't know how you can even do this, if it's even possible. He's suggesting there's people in the CIA kind of watching over him. And also the NSA. I don't know, there's a sense here that he may be under some sort of surveillance, yes, but not the same. What about money? Is there money connected to him? Yes, there is. Meetings, yes, strategy meetings, but also policy meetings. He was alerted. And I see Mueller interviewing him about the changes in policy. When is this going to happen? So yeah, I have a sense here, guys, that he is one of the last ones to be interviewed. Okay, because of, and I think this is very high level. Okay, he's I guess you call it debriefings by all kinds of military and intel agency people because of obviously that he has access to so much confidential information. Okay, so is he going to be indicted? Well, tell me about Mike Pompeo is going to be indicted. Yes. Because he participated in the conspiracy, clearly. And even the fact of how he ran and how he connected the CIA, that shows that he indeed was someone who was aware of the platform. They had an agenda, that this agenda was higher on the hierarchy than the national interests of the USA, because the agenda had so much to do with foreign interests and less with the USA, because this agenda had to do with the interests of the USA being placed on a lower scale. It's showing me here too that, and this is very sad to say, guys, that those people believe that the USA as is not their value, does not meet their values, and that countries like Russia have a closer, I don't say intellectual relationship is the right word, but it's closer strategic relationship. Like they really bought into the whole religious bullshit. Okay, so he actually believes some of it. So the goal is indeed not to have the US be the leader. Okay. Okay, and then it's showing. Okay, so there's witnesses about the change in policy from witness. Like there's people in the, and this is, guys, because of the secret nature of the work that he has done, I see that this is some sort of secret thing happening here, where people in the CIA who have been working there before Trump was appointed, who were in meetings with him, testify against him, that say that he had a specific agenda, that he he was careful but firm about how he pursued it, and that when they alerted him to specific things, he kind of ignored it or didn't go there and stuff. So he's gonna try. Well, I don't think he tries to escape like physically, but I mean, he's gonna claim that, oh, just following orders. But he knew what was going on, and it was a crime to just even know that this stuff was going on and not report it. Okay, so wow. Yeah, I feel like the Russians are like they're you know they. I feel like they're kind of scared about the information he has on them. So, but yeah. So what's gonna happen? How is this stuff gonna come out? Guys, I'm going back to this, and this sounds okay. It's this image that I've had in the past so many months ago about the day when Trump leaves. Okay, and what I'm seeing here is that when Trump is removed or goes down, the entire I think he's still in the cabinet. Like he's still part of these. He is interviewed in the same day. Like once, it's almost like there's a government shutdown kind of thing, and he is interviewed in top secret locations so that they can determine that he's not going to leave. He's kind of like under arrest, but not really. You know what I mean? It's sort of like they don't want him to leave the country because he has access to so much information, but he's under observation and he's under surveillance. Like he knows, it's like, is he going to be a rat? What is this? Yeah, it's kind of like a weird like camp. And I said before, guys, it looks like a military. It looks like a military hangar. Military. It's very big. The place is almost like reminds me of a hangar. Like it's very large, but it's not a prison necessarily. But it is a kind of military location, like West Point or something. I've never been to a military location. To be honest, I don't know what it looks like from the inside, but it reminds me because he has these like rooms that, and then there was like a sports outside area. I don't know. There was just a sense here that it looks to me like a military location, where the military go inside. Like it's not a place that you and I would like be able to go in for any reason. But yeah, I don't think that he causes as much damage as he could. But I don't think he's innocent or he's going to get away scot-free either. Okay? It's just like, it shows me again the sense, the kind of scary sense before. It's not, I don't want to be scared, but it's like that there is this moment where Trump leaves and that the entire cabinet, the other people in the administration are going to be interviewed. Okay? And they're under surveillance. They're kind of like, because of like I said, the national security element of this. They can't leave the country. They can't, there's things they can't do because they don't want, So that's that, all right? Okay, I'm going to stop here. Oh, and guys, by the way, of course, initially when I was describing this reading, it was going to be about John Bolton as well. But then as sometimes it happens, the reading kind of takes up a shape where I don't think there's room for another look into something, okay? So this ended up just becoming about Pompeo, okay? And that's that. And I'm going to do next the John Bolton situation. Okay.